when I was designing this kitchen, it was in the middle of lockdown, so thumbs off. Yeah, there we go. Wasn't sure that demonstration was gonna work. And we get a lot of privacy here, so it's a benefit. I'll do a little demonstration for you. You have this hidden door, which we've installed. The room that makes me feel most relaxed, and that's how you want to feel in the bedroom. Hi, I'm Celine. Welcome to my home. Do you want to follow me in? Don't forget to take off your shoes. So this space is great for food shoots. There's a lot of surface area here to lay out products. A lot of people like to use this particular section here because you have the display above me here. There's the tile splashback behind. And if you so wish, these lights can be clipped up. We have clips for you if you want to clip them up if you have people that are taller than me. This Caesar stone worktop is also really durable, and we have a bin just under here if you need to efficiently clear things away. So living in Southeast Asia meant I was surrounded by palm trees, so green was part of my everyday. And I think when I was designing this kitchen, it was in the middle of lockdown. So I was spending a lot of time in the park and really valuing nature. So that was one of the reasons for the choice of green as the predominant colour. I also really wanted to weave in some wood where possible as well. And the splashes of pink are a little surprise on one side of the kitchen where I'm standing here. This is a Samsung frame TV, and so it allows you to put any artwork you like up here. So we have a few installed already, so you're welcome to choose between the ones that are here, but equally if you have a particular backdrop that you want, you can load it up, or you can let us know in advance if you want us to load it up for you. These were actually a lot lighter before, and I stained them a few months ago, and they seem to have come up quite well. I really love the rustic feel of them. We haven't tried to keep to one colour of wood in the space. I'd like to mix it up a bit because that's how nature is. Not everything is matchy in the same colour. So I like seeing different grains of wood, different colours of wood. So these are again really one of my favourite pieces in the room, and they swivel. So you can adjust them to whatever height you like. Okay, so these banners, they're printed onto wood, and they are from when I used to work in the Selfridges design team, and we designed a campaign in collaboration with the Mexican Tourist Board around Mexican street food. So there were around 30 of these banners hanging from the ceiling of the food hall, and I got to keep one at the end. And I finally put it up because I've had it with me for years, but I've never had a property where there's been space to put it up. So it's been nice to finally have it up. And the way it's hidden behind this door means you don't always see it, but then when you close the door, it's there, and it ties into all the colourful books as well. So it's a nice reminder of the time that I worked there. Also back to this area, we've got a lot of plants. So these have really grown in the last year actually. So we wanted to create a kind of a jungly feel, a reminder of our time travelling in the Indonesian jungles and rainforests. And rattan is really popular in Southeast Asia. A lot of these types of lights are made out there. So again, tying into the thread of black running through the property, this contrasts nicely with the green plants either side here. We have quite a neutral base with the off-white walls, but we have some injections of colour here and there, so it doesn't feel like any colour that you bring into here will clash or jar, because we've tried to consider that. But the general bases are greens, off-whites, black and wood, and that's a kind of rule that I've set for the whole property. So these crystal star aluminium doors were the one thing we kept from our previous owners, so these were already installed. And in many ways, they were a starting point for the design of the rest of the ground floor anyway. I really like the way they frame the garden space, and they let a lot of light through. We're north east facing on this side, but the light is quite flat, which is quite handy for shoots. So we get great morning light and through the day as well, because we have some skylights as well. We have this fun plant shelf here. These are all real plants. So you're welcome to use these as props in and around the space. This one is particularly fun to use. It's grown so much. We were originally hoping to have underfloor heating in this room, but because we're on a suspended floor, because in Crystal Palace everything's built on a hill, so it would have been quite problematic. We had to then rethink the heating system in this room, and we've had to install radiators, but we wanted to do them in a way that was as subtle as possible and that blended in. So on this one, we have the heater, but we also have a magnetic towel rail on here. So it comes off. Yeah, there we go. Wasn't sure that demonstration was going to work. And again, we went for tall radiators to tie in with the vertical lines around the house. So on the wood panelling in the living room, the vertical lines in the splashback behind the main run of kitchen units. I'll open up both of these for you. So this is the garden space, and as we are quite high up, we have different levels to this garden. So we have a series of steps here. During shoots, people like to get their lunch out here, but equally you can use it however you like. It's a very quiet space. We have a lot of greenery with these big trees on either side, so we're quite shielded, and we get a lot of privacy here, so that's a benefit. So this is the living room, and I'd say this wallpaper chimney breast is the focal point of the room. We wanted to bring a tropical feel into the room, and picking out some colours from this wallpaper, that's what helped us to decide the colour of the bespoke joinery. I lived in Southeast Asia for 3 years, and I wanted to really bring that feel into the home. I wanted to feel like I was still back there. And I really feel like that when I walk into this room. I spent a lot of time in Indonesia, and the name of this wallpaper is actually Sumatra, and so it just felt like the perfect choice. So on shoots, it can be handy for people to have breakout areas to check their emails. So this actually pops down as a desk. So if you ever need to do a bit of work or check your emails or even shoot something that looks like you're in a work setting, then this is quite handy for that. These leather lounge chairs are from West Elm. They're quite comfortable. I'll do a little demonstration for you. And this is quite a good breakout area again for anyone that's waiting for models that are waiting to be shot in the other room. We get a lot of people using these for that or checking their emails. In choosing to open up this room, we wanted to create a broken plan space, so to have the choice to close it off if we wanted to or keep it open, which we do a lot of the time. But in shoots, it can also be useful to be able to close off the sound and close off the space. So it does so quite easily, and it mirrors the Crystal style patio doors in the back there, so it's a nice connection. Now we're going to head through the hallway and upstairs. So we have a ground floor WC here, which is really helpful as it's right near the main shooting area, so feel free to use this. And we're now into the main hallway. So this right here is what you'll see when you enter the space. It's a really handy area for hanging your things. We have hooks which can be taken off, so if you ever want to, if you have bigger coats that you want to hang higher, then you're welcome to use this as you please. We have a bench here with storage if you need to put anything away. And we have these stairs. So you're welcome to come. So we are now in the main bedroom, which is available upon request. Where I'm standing now, there used to be some very old bespoke built wardrobes, which were great for storage, but they were, again, quite mouldy and they weren't as efficient or nice looking and inviting as I wanted them to be. So instead of keeping those, we ripped those out, put into stud walls next to where the bed would be. And these are now curtains that cover wardrobes. So having curtains here is, one, quite cost effective. Two, brings a bit more softness to the room because we do have quite a few hard surfaces in here. So having these long floor to ceiling curtains brings a lot more softness into the room and retains the heat in the room as well. We have even better light up here, I would say, because we're higher up and we're on a hill. So we get great light here all through the day. In terms of colours in this room, we've again kept the main walls off-white, except for this area behind the bed, which we matched to the curtain so that everything feels quite seamless and cosy. In terms of colours, we've kept the black, but contrasted it with rust orange, which I picked up on from some of the elements downstairs. So the dining chairs, the little poof that we have lots of rust orange in hints around the house, but I wanted to bring it to life more in here. So that's why we have these two sets of cushions here. I really love pattern as well, so having a fair bit of pattern in here was quite a bold decision, but I feel like it works really nicely. Another fun feature in this room is that the wall panelling goes all the way along this wall. So it's from the left all the way to the other side of the room. This is the same panelling that we have in the living room, so again it makes that connection to the living room, but we've utilised it differently up here. Again, this is to create warmth. It's a nice view to wake up to in the morning, and in the future we might plan to have an ensuite in here, so we have this hidden door which we've installed for now, just in planning for the future. But when we were doing the renovation work, we figured we should plan for the future then, so we put it in now, and for now it's just a washing room. We have a lot of plants in this room as well. Plants in a bedroom can be really beneficial for sleep, for health purposes, so we tend to move those around the room quite a bit according to the time of year, and we really love the feeling that they bring to the room. So we have this massive snake plant here which just keeps on growing. A lovely marble sink here. So this is a type of marble called panda marble. So again, tying into the colour palette of having black, white and wood, that is essentially what we've done here. We have a wood vanity unit, we have the black and white here, and the matte black taps. The blue mosaic tiles are a little bit of a surprise when you walk in. Mostly when you first walk in, you see black and white, and then you turn to the right and you see this pop of blue. I really love the mosaic tiles. They're a Japanese style tile. They originate in Japan. So we decided to have two colours of it. In bathrooms, usually the rule in interior design is we say to have a maximum of three styles. So in doing this, I've chosen one particular style, but in two colours. And we also have some terrazzo effect tiles on the other side. We have this bath screen which actually moves right across the room, so you can get it out of your way if you need to shoot into the shower. So in the shower itself, I have gone niche crazy. So because I'm a graphic designer as well as an interior designer, I have an obsession with things lining up. So I wanted to have 3 niches that lined up perfectly with the lovely tall window that we have in here. It also really hints at the height of the room. I've never lived in a house that has ceilings this high before, so I really wanted to maximise that and really show it off. So this then allows us to have one niche which we use for display purposes and the other 2 we use for products. We've had shoots here where people have candles everywhere. We've had really bubbly baths here, so it's up to you how you like to use it. So I'll now take you through into the second bathroom, which is this space here. So we wanted to create a bigger bathroom space where we could have a walk-in shower. So with a loft conversion, I was really able to consider where the walls would be. Exactly, I was able to plan where they would be. So I decided to have this little nook for the sink. And we have another marble sink here, which ties in with the sink on the first floor. And we've had this bespoke plywood unit made. Fits in very snugly. And with the terrazzo effect tiles in this room, this is kind of the reverse of the bathroom we have downstairs. So this is the darker terrazzo from the same brand, but we've got those flecks of rust orange, we've got some warmer caramel tones, And again, on this side, we have the 2 tones of tiles. So it's the same tile, but we have a peachy colour and an off-white colour. And now I'll take you into the guest bedroom. This is probably my favourite space in the house because it was the last one that I designed and I had a lot of time to consider it. We also weren't sure what kind of view we would get up here, but we get a lot of light in, and as we're quite high up, we have really nice views towards Crystal Palace Park. We're about 5 minutes away from Crystal Palace Park, so it's nice to be able to see where it is from here. This room is really the room that makes me feel most relaxed, and that's how you want to feel in a bedroom. This throw here is batik and it's from Bali, so it's another thing that we hadn't been able to unpack until we moved here. This cushion is from Sri Lanka, it's made by a local maker out there. And again, we have the same wood panelling, but in the black version at the bottom here. We've just done a half wall here. So this, again, is another way of bringing the black in up here, but it's not too overpowering because we haven't got it across the whole wall. We've got half wall of wallpaper, which we did ourselves. Having this wall panelling also means we've been able to subtly fix these wall lights here as well, and they just pop quite nicely against the black panelling. One of my favourite little secret features in this room is in this shelving area, so I'll just move this out of the way. And when I move this out, this then becomes a little pull-down desk. So these are just IKEA units that we packed together. And we have had an upholsterer create these lovely cushiony bench seats for us. So this is quite a nice space to just read a little book and chill out and have a little look at the view. You can see all the way out to Bromley on this side, which is really nice. So it makes you feel like you're away from it all, and that's what I love about this room. Thank you so much for coming. This is where I'll be standing when I say my goodbyes. Can't wait to see you on the next shoot.